Good evening everyone, welcome back to North Sea Angling. We're back down at the River Deben. Why not go foraging on a day like this? Try and find some cockles, clams, oysters, and as usual I brought a little rod with me. Just going to chuck it out while I'm there, see if I can catch any bass. You know, you might even catch an incised one. I might be able to do a nice seafood catch and cook platter. It's optimistic, but let's see how we get on. Anyway, got the rig and the rod set up. Now I'm just going to go try and dig up some maddies or some lugworm so I can get something on there. It's gone really small just in case I can't find any lug because there's not many at this spot. So really small, size 6 hooks. So hopefully I can chuck a few maddies on. Yeah, you never know what we might find, so let's have a look. But if you look over there, you can see where the water just kind of ripples along some of the low tide mark. You can see there's all these kind of little shallow kind of tidal pools that are draining out, and the little seabirds are foraging around in there. Now to me that can only mean one thing: that's probably going to be the best place to go look for little maddies and shellfish, because that's probably what they're going to be feeding on. So we'll go take a walk over there and see what we can find. Right, we're just getting out to where those small tidal pools are. Quite a good sign. I don't know if you can see all of them. Lots of small little fries. I think they're tiny baby gobies. Yeah, look, there they go. Loads of them. It's quite a good sign, and the water clarity is obviously quite good, that the bigger fish might be chasing them. As I thought, you can see the birds there, and the birds there are for one reason: to find the stuff that's going to attract the fish. It's the same way that if you're out at deep sea and you see kind of birds diving. Oh! Look at that, a small shrimp. I was just jumping around in front of me on the mud. Really small little shrimp. Wasn't expecting to find that. Right, I'll put these on one of my hooks. Camera is. So I don't know if you picked that up, but just after I cast out, I turned around and stopped and looked in the water. Because of quite a large bass had just chased something in really close, and you can see them kind of thrashing around. I doubt you'll be able to pick that up. On the camera, but it's pretty cool. I do have a little spinning rod with me. Don't really have a spinning reel, but I've got a spinning rod and I do have a lure. Might just try chucking something out and standing in the shallows and just casting out, reeling in, see if anything takes it. The things that we're looking for. Can you see it yet? Almost disguised really well as a rock. They're better disguised sometimes at low tide. That is a big old oyster. Just see in the middle of it there, and that's quite a big one. And usually I actually prefer them now to keep them a little bit smaller than that, so we'll put them back for another day. But you can see how well camouflaged they are just on the mud flats. Literally just look like another rock. And you think about how old they could possibly be. Yeah, here's another big one. Let's see. Size of that. These things could be quite old. When they're that big, I prefer to let them live. I want something, you know, about like yay size. Obviously quite a few of them about though. Yeah, look at this. Not quite as clear as it can be on some days. Oh look, front of me. Oh look, just in front of me, just there. I don't know if you saw them underwater, there's some nice bass there. Right in front of me. I can literally see them, they're quite big actually. Stunning, isn't it? Two bass that were just swimming there. Hopefully the underwater camera picked it up, but I chucked it down. Probably didn't have a chance to adjust so you could see them. But I could see them really clearly from above the water. Like the silver bars just swimming through. And they might well have been sizable. Definitely 40 centimetres plus, so the seafood platter might be on. Right, the telltale sign for some of those gaper clams. Quickly go and try and find, show you. Some over here. See that jet of water that just sloshed up? Let's have a look. There. There. Now what you want to do, see where that splash came from. You can see there's kind of like a little hole. Let's see if we can find it. That's where the water came out. There we go. This rather bizarre looking thing is a sand gaper clam. Supposedly can be used as bass bait, but I've always tried not to much avail, and they are actually relatively tasty. So to that point, let's go chuck them in the bucket. Is that a razor clam shell? I've only found one alive here, but razor clams are beautiful. There's obviously some more about somewhere. There we go. Also found a... on my way back, also found a nice little cockle. Right, get some more bait on this and chuck them out while the bass are about. Right, I know there might be some spinning people out there who say I'm doing something ridiculously wrong, but I didn't know if you put a weight on it or not, so I thought worth a try. Let's try my first bit of proper spinning, shall we? Well, something had a go at it. I get why people enjoy that. Simple one. Spinning in the muddies aren't really working. So I'm going to come back to this little clam bed, try and find a few nice clams so I can do a little catch and cook and show you how to eat them. I'll chuck one load more maddies on and cast out while I'm doing it, but they're just getting stripped the second they hit the water, so not expecting much on them. But yeah, it'd be nice to do a little catch and cook to give a bit more content to this video. I mean, I know we found shrimp, seen the little sangobies, seen the bass swimming right in front of us, found the oysters, found a cockle, found that clam already, but in terms of actually kind of catching anything of interest, there hasn't been much. So catching a few clams, taking them home, and I'll show you how to purge them, and I'll show you how to you have to like de-sheath them, and there's different things like the abductor muscles, which is a really scallop like meat. Anyways, I'll show you all in time to come. So yeah, let's go dig up a few more maddies, have one last cast while I'm digging up a few more clams, because they're still squirting up all around here. Annoyingly, my fork went through that gaber clam, but apparently I heard they can be used as bass bait. So I put off the marlin's sheath like that, which you have to do to eat it anyway. See that? Looks like putting off something. Anyway, let's give that a go. You never know. There we go, we've got another one. It's another nice one. Let's try and find one more nice clam. There's one there that I think is a little bit small, which is this little fella, so I'm going to put him back. Come on. There's a hole, and you put your, this is going to sound wrong, there's a hole and you put your fork in, they'll squirt, and that's when you know you're in. Don't let your mind go like that, but it's true. Yes, it was just behind the camera, but we got another nice one. Right. That'll do nicely for a catch and cook. Got a couple small cockles, but I'm going to leave them where they are. Right, I think that's time to head home. Go get these purge and go see the little one and the missus. Right, we're now back home. As you can see, all I've done is just fill this up with some fresh water. There are the clams, so they're submerged. I worked out the measurements. Right, so here we have our clams submerged in salt water. I've worked out the measurements. Unfortunately, because I was cycling back, one obviously got knocked against the side and has split, and rather annoyingly I now can't eat that one, because if I leave it to purge, all the nastiness in that is just gonna come out. You can imagine we're basically trying to get them to filter feed, so if there's a dead one in there, it's not going to be very healthy, so annoyingly I have to remove that one. Hi guys, and welcome back to what is a bit more of the cook part of this catch and cook. So we purged these clams now for about 48 hours. So what I'm going to do now is I'm literally going to basically dispatch them, get the meat ready, and then get it all prepared, and then we're going to have a barbecue a bit later. But I just want to get these now, because if another one of these shellfish dies while it's in with the rest, the whole lot's going to be wasted. So stereotypically with these, and open it up like so, and then what you're left with is something that looks like this. It looks a bit funky. Now, see, now this bit, the siphon, you want to keep, because that's good edible meat. I'll show you exactly what to do with that shortly. And most of this is all fine to be got rid of. I think this is the bit that they actually use as bait, by the looks of it, watching other videos. and then all of that. This bit is the foot muscle, which is also okay to eat. But I actually watched a video last night on how Smash Fishing did it, and he did something absolutely that looks actually really nice. However, the only thing I'm going to do differently is he didn't include this bit, which is the abductor muscle, which is basically the bit that holds it together. Now, that's kind of like a very scallop-like meat, as you can probably see, that lovely white fleshy bit of meat there. And that is a really nice bit of eating, so I will chuck that on as well. Then all I'm going to do with all the others is the exact same. See, it's squirting water out at me. Good sign that they're still happy and healthy. Was happy and healthy. Sorry, vegans. Once again, well, that's actually quite a nice example. See, on this bit it's perfectly come off, so the siphon is actually with the foot muscle. I know the foot muscle doesn't sound very nice. It's a lot more rubbery in texture. But yeah, that bit is also edible. Not overly fast, it really is quite rubbery.
Hello.
Hello to... No. What did you just throw in my clams?
Yeah.
Get the abductor muscle out. All the stuff that I'm taking out in the middle, obviously I'm not keeping the foot muscles today, even though they're edible, but the other bits that I'm taking out is basically just the intestines and innards basically. So because they're filter feeds, it's the sort of stuff that you really won't want to eat, because you don't know what they could have in them. Ooh. And the next thing I need to do is on the siphons. The last one kind of came off naturally for me. You have this, as I showed you earlier on in the video, this very weird kind of sheath. I think it's the best way to describe it without being too crude. You just want to, if you're lucky, you can just peel it straight off the top. This one's peeling off a bit nicer. Not quite as ideal as I would have liked, but you get the idea. You just have to peel off this outer kind of protective sheath to get to the edible part of the flesh underneath. Yeah, there you go, it comes off the end. There you go. Like that. So you're left with something that looks like that. Blimey. Right. And what we're left with is a good eating meat. I know it doesn't look very nice, but I've tried it before and it's not actually bad. These are the nice little white tiny scallopy bits of meat. But yeah, so when we've got the barbecue going later, the idea is I'm going to firstly fry them with some kind of flour and maybe a bit of chilli, similar to what I saw Smash Fishing do on YouTube. But then I'm going to do change it a bit, and I'm going to try and make some spicy clam tacos. See how it works. Spicy gaper clam tacos, I think that'll be a first. Never know. So there's been a little bit of a hiccup in terms of doing the barbecue, which is completely fair enough at the moment. I mean, obviously we have this I've got it set up on a patio where nothing's going to catch fire. But considering the drought we're going through at the moment, I can completely understand why local shops aren't selling barbecue coals. So my plan is to basically run up to the top of the garden where there's been a lot of kind of dying fruit trees, which would be great firewood, and use that, put it on the barbecue. I've already put a couple on. And if you're trying to do things, make it in teepee shape, it'll help we get a go. I know it looks a bit sad for the garden, but I was told there's a lot of dead wood at the moment. That'll do really well for kindling. Might do well for kindling, but you see all this kind of stuff off a fruit tree have a really sweet taste to it, so it's really worth kind of getting hold of. So yeah, just lit the barbecue. I've got those kind of dry twigs going. There's a bit of kindling. That's definitely going. Yeah, I want to get a good amount of fire going, a good amount of heat going, some embers on top so I can cook all these lovely bits of meat that I want to do. And yeah, I'll go into the kitchen and I'll show you what I'm doing with the clams for this. I'm just going to stand back from this for a second. I've managed to find some coals, so I've just chucked them on. Hopefully I'll leave that for about 15 minutes or so and they'll start to go white. Put the grill on top and then afterwards we'll go do this little clam wrap. So yeah, what we're going to do, we're going to go in the fridge. And we have our clam meat in here. Right, okay, we're going to use a bit of flour. I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, we've got chili flakes. Oh, that's going to be spicy. We'll mix that up. Put all these lovely siphons and abductor mussels into the flour and chili mix. Gonna really kind of just mix it up. I'll put a load of oil in here. Put on there, get the oil nice and hot. Yeah, this is a clam meat we got. Covering the flour and the chili flakes. And we'll go put it on the lovely barbecue. Let's see how it goes. Right, let's see how it's going. Right, we have our clam taco. So yeah, I've had a little taste test and it's pretty nice actually. It's really similar to like a spicy fish taco. I thought it would taste a little bit different considering it's a clam, but it's just a general kind of seafoody, fishy, Really nice actually. I've got to say though that chili pesto that I've put on it does have a bit of a kick. So yeah guys, once again, if you have enjoyed watching, I mean, it was a bit of a different video. Unfortunately, obviously we didn't go prepared with bait. I wish I'd gone to Doug's log or rug, because there was those big bass really in close. Well, I'll have a look back after I've edited the or downloaded the GoPro footage to see if you can actually see the size of the bass that were underwater that were in close, but they were really in close. I wish I just had something better than just the maddies I was digging up, because they were just getting stripped the second they were going in the water. If someone could actually kind of give me some advice on spinning, I'm guessing I was doing something quite wrong. Because as soon as I put the weight on before the spinner, it helped me cast out further, but as soon as I cast out I was constantly getting caught in seaweed. And I'm aware a lot of you spinners are probably going to be saying, oh my god, what on earth are you doing? So please correct me on what I'm doing wrong, let me know in the comments. But apart from that, yeah, still managed to do a catch and cook. We managed to see lots of kind of sea life, so it's not going to be the best video in the world, but I still enjoyed it anyways. And from all of us at North Sea Angling, remember, until next time, take it easy.